Welcome to this new section. In this section, we are going to talk about question tags or tag questions, as some people call them, because you know what a tag is? A tag is that label that some articles of clothing may have that tell what they are, like a price tag, for example. They tell you how much they are. They give them some information that is added to the article that is not completely essential, but it is added for convenience. So a question tag is one question that we add at the end of a sentence to confirm some information that we are not completely sure about. Let me give you an example. If I say, "You don't live in this neighborhood, do you?" If I say, "You don't live in this neighborhood, do you?" If I ask, "Do you?" it's because I'm not completely sure that you don't live in this neighborhood. So, or if I say, "Your parents lived downtown when they first got married, didn't they?" Those questions, as you can see, are there for us to confirm some information that we're given. But let me give you what the grammatical element of tag questions or question tags is. Actually, as you can see, if the core, the main part of the statement is affirmative, like "Your parents lived downtown," the question will be negative. It will have a negation, "Didn't they?" And if the main part of the sentence or the statement is negative, like "You don't live in this neighborhood," the question is affirmative, doesn't use a negation. "Do you?" That is one thing. Another thing is that we keep the same auxiliary of the question. The auxiliary for the first question, for the first statement is "do," so we use "do" in the question. For the second sentence, we're talking about the past, and the auxiliary that we use for that question is in the past is "did," because every question has an auxiliary, and "did" is the auxiliary that we use for the past. So the final thing that we need to remember is that the question is asked about the same person or subject that is being described in the main part of the statement. If we say, "You don't live in this neighborhood," the question is, "Do you?" So we ask the question to you. And if we say, "Your parents lived downtown," so the question is, "Didn't they?" They, because your parents is the subject, so we ask the question them. So to them. So that is the basis of question tags, but I know it's a lot of information. We're gonna practice with some sentences that are missing the question tag. So we're gonna add it, and I'm gonna explain this is the very same thing for the first few, and then you will get the idea. "Your mom is working in her office right now." The auxiliary is. The question is about the mom. This is affirmative, so we use the negation in the question. "Isn't she?" All right? Pause the video for a moment, analyze it, and let's continue. Next. Nobody answered the phone. They are not at home. Are they? They are negation and affirmation. They are not at home, are they? Okay? Pause the video, analyze it, and let's continue. There was not a lot of traffic this morning. There was a lot of traffic this morning, wasn't there? There is the subject. That's what we have to ask the question to. Was is the auxiliary, and affirmation, negation. All right? Pause the video, analyze it. Let's continue. There were hundreds of people at the beach. Weren't there? Okay. Yes, because there is the subject there. They love eating at that restaurant. What is the question tag? Don't they? Why? Present tense, negation, affirmation. Affirmation in the statement, a negative question. All right. Next, you don't like this picture of your family, do you? See, pause the video, analyze it, see why. Oh, you will see it's the same rationale or explanation for all of them. Emily opened the package. Past tense. Emily. Didn't she? All right? Affirmation, negation. James didn't go to class today. Past tense. Affirmative. Didn't. Negative. The question is without the negation. Did he? Next. You'll go to the store to buy some eggs. Future. You will go. So it's affirmative, negation in the question. Won't you? Next. It is a little expensive and we can't buy it today. Can we? We can buy it today. Can we? You must, that is the auxiliary. You must leave early. The auxiliary is must, affirmation, negative. Mustn't you? Samuel has never visited our farm. Has. And it's never, it's a negation there, so we don't need the negation in the question. Has he? Right? Finally, before the quarantine of 2020, Laura and Peter had traveled several times to Nicaragua. So, had, that is the auxiliary. It's affirmative, so we need a negation in the question. Hadn't. Who? Laura and Peter. Hadn't they? Whew. Wow. We have one more activity one more exercise before we move on. I'm going to pause my video and I'm going to let you listen to the pronunciation of all these. But as you listen to them, please understand why they are using that specific question tag for each sentence, because that is what is going to help you understand how they work, because I'm going to ask you to write some question tags in our next activity. And actually write, but I'm going to kind of put you to the test. Let's keep it like that. I'll see you on the next video. But in the meantime, actually I'm going to just pause my video. I'm going to say goodbye in a moment. Let's listen to the pronunciation.
Your mom is working in her office right now, isn't she? Nobody answered the phone. They are not at home, are they? There was a lot of traffic this morning, wasn't there? There were hundreds of people at the beach, weren't there? They love eating at that restaurant, don't they? You don't like this picture of your family, do you? Emily opened the package, didn't she? James didn't go to class today, did he? You'll go to the store to buy some eggs, won't you? It is a little expensive and we can't buy it today, can we? You must leave early, mustn't you? Samuel has never visited our farm, has he? Before the quarantine of 2020, Laura and Peter had traveled several times to Nicaragua, hadn't they?
All right. Thank you for staying till the end. And I'll see you in the next video. We're going to continue to practice with question tags.